Hey Peter, how's it going? Thank you so much for allowing me to do this review for you. I truly do appreciate it, and I'm excited to share with you some of the information that I've gathered here that I hope will be helpful when it comes to your online marketing and your online exposure. So the first thing we want to do is take a look at your website because we're going to be driving traffic to your website, and we want to make sure your website is very easy to navigate and quickly communicates to a potential client what you're all about and why they should choose to do business with you instead of your competition. So while I'm here on your website, I just want to point out the fact that you have a very beautiful website. I love the color scheme you have going on. It's simple, which is perfect for photographers because we want all the attention to be on the photos, and that's exactly what you've done with this website. Right when I logged on, the first thing I noticed is right here, these images rotate. This is a very good thing because not only is it entertaining for the people that are on your site, but it's actually going to cause them to stay on your site for a longer period of time because it is entertaining for them. And studies show us that the longer somebody stays on your site, the more likely they are to do business with you. And so just the fact that you have these rotating images, you're causing people to stay on your site for a longer period of time, and that's really actually going to help you get more business. So I just love the fact that you did that right there. The other thing I really liked was the fact that down here you included a link to your Facebook page. And this is something that very few people do. A lot of people don't even take the time to create a Facebook page, and for photographers it's very important because that's where they could showcase a lot of their work. And so even if they did create a Facebook page, a lot of people don't even bother to put it up on their website, which is really a sad thing because they could get a lot of followers through including this link on their website. And so you did a good job with putting that there. I would also recommend, if you have a Twitter account, to put your Twitter account on there as well, because even though it's not as important as Facebook and it's not as popular, there's still a lot of people out there that use Twitter and they will actually retweet what you tweet, so it could cause a little bit of a viral effect, and so that could actually get you a little bit more of business coming in. And then the other thing I really liked is the fact that when somebody logs onto your website, you are instantly creating trust with them. And this is something that I see very few people do that I wish more people did, but you actually did it right away. Because right down here, you've displayed your awards. And this is kind of acting like the ultimate testimonials right here. If people see that you have awards and that you're winning these things, they're going to know that right off the bat that you're a good photographer, because you wouldn't have won these awards if you were not a good photographer. Especially the wedding one, because obviously wedding photography can bring in a lot of money, and people, when they hire a photographer for their weddings, they want like the best of the best. And so just the fact that, I mean, you were the best wedding photographer really shows a lot about you, and it's going to show a lot to your customers as well. Now there are a few things I would recommend changing, not many though, because like I said, we don't want to mess with your website too much because you already have a very nice layout and all the attention's going to the photos, which is exactly what we want. But one thing I would consider changing is, I noticed you have your phone number and your email address down here. What I would recommend doing is actually moving these up here, so that way people don't really have to look around for your contact information, and they're gonna have it right when your site loads, and they're gonna have to go looking around for it at all. And I know, I mean, it being down here means they really don't have to look around for it, but I hate to say it, some people are really lazy and they would just rather have it, you know, right when your site loads, boom, there's your contact information, here's how to get a hold of you. So I'd recommend moving that up there. And then excuse me, the other thing I would recommend doing is including what's called a email opt-in box on your website. And what this means is that the person on your website could leave their name and email address in exchange for something from you. So whether it be a little special 10% discount or a free quote or whatever it may be, if they leave their name and email address in exchange for that, it's going to capture their name and email address. And now all you have to do is type up one email and click the send button, and this program will automatically send that same email to everyone and personalize it with their name. And so it's a really great way to bring in more clients, because if you're having, like, say, a holiday special, all you have to do is type up that one email, click send, and it's going to personalize the email and then send it out to everyone on your contact list. which can be a huge marketing tool. The other thing I might change around a little bit is, I know these awards, like I said, they speak a lot about you, but you might want to even make it a little more personal and collect 3 to 4 testimonials from people you've actually done photography for. And what I would do is, like I said, going back to the email opt-in form, what I would do is I would move this down a little bit and make more white space right here and put your email opt-in form right under your photos. Sorry, I forgot to tell you where I would put that. But yeah, I would just put it right in this section right there, so make a little more white space right there. But back to the testimonials, what I would do is, you're going to move your contact information up here, and so I would create more white space, probably till about right here, and collect 3 to 4 testimonials and put them right in this white space, and I would have them rotating, kind of how you have your photos rotating. I would have your testimonials rotating as well, because that's also going to capture their attention, and it's going to make them read these testimonials, which is instantly building trust for you. And in this line of business, it's all about trust. If they need to trust you in order to do business with you. And like I said, you've already done a pretty good job doing that, but there's these slight changes that you could do that will actually create more trust. But overall, like I said, you have a very good website. I wouldn't change a whole lot to it. Just I would make those slight changes, and your website will be perfect, good to go, and high converting. But one thing I want to do is, I want to take you over to Google now, actually. Okay, so Peter, we're over here on Google now, and as you can see up here, I put in the key phrase Chicago wedding photographer. And these kind of words are very important, because this is someone who is proactively going on to Google in search of your service. So this is someone who can very likely become a customer for you. So as you can see, a lot of times Google will put ads up here, but they didn't on this search. But if you look over on the right hand side, there's a bunch of ads on the right hand side down here. And this is something called Google AdWords, or PPC, which stands for pay per click. Now the good thing about PPC is it can get you on the first page of Google very quickly, and sometimes even within an hour. The downside, however, is you have to pay a small fee every time your ad is clicked on. But as you can see, there's a lot of competitors bidding for these terms. And so it shows us that this is a lucrative campaign for them, because if this wasn't making them money, then they wouldn't be bidding for these terms. So just being on the first page of Google for Chicago wedding photographer is bringing them in money. Now the second way to get on the front page of Google is through something called search engine optimization, or SEO for short. So as you can tell, these guys on the front page right here are benefiting from SEO and getting on the first page instead of page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or beyond. And it's very important to be on the first page, because over 80% of people that perform a search don't actually get past the first page. So that means somebody who types in Chicago wedding photographer, they aren't going to see any of the pages on, or any of the sites on page 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and beyond, because all they're going to do is stay right here on this first page. So Peter, you could have the best company, you could offer the best services, you could have the best pricing, and you might even be the most ethical company out there. But unfortunately, if no one's going to see your website, they won't know about you. So that's why it's very important to hold rankings on the first page, because that's the most lucrative online real estate that you can have. Now the good thing about SEO is the fact that there's no charge every time somebody clicks on your website. However, the downside is that, unlike PPC, it does take weeks and sometimes even months to get on the first page. So now what I want to do is, I want to take you over to something called the Google Keyword Tool. And this is a tool that will show you how many searches per month a certain phrase gets. Okay, so now we're over here on the Google Keyword Tool, and as you can see, again, I typed in the key phrase Chicago wedding photographers. And if we head down here, if we look at the monthly searches, you'll see that it gets about 1,000 searches per month, which is a lot. And then also, if we look down here, it'll give us recommendations of similar terms. So we have Chicago wedding photography already. We have wedding photography Chicago, Indian wedding photography Chicago, wedding photography Chicago, Illinois. And if we look, these get searched 880, 58, 73 times per month. And so if we add all these up, I mean, we're getting probably over 2,000 searches per month from these alone. And these are all things we could actually rank your website for, and I'm sure you already know an extra 2,000 potential 2,000 visitors to your website per month can mean a lot of money for you. But Peter, I actually went over to Google and I looked to see if your site was ranking anywhere in the top 100 for Chicago wedding photographer, and I couldn't find your site in the first 10 pages or the first 100 results. So this means the traffic and the potential clients you could be getting isn't near what it currently is. So you're missing out on potentially over 2,000 people viewing your website per month, which will obviously equal customers. However, there is some good news. If you do want some help with ranking on the front page of Google, I can definitely help you with that, and I would be more than happy to provide that assistance. And this is actually how I work. This will load up. Here we go. I offer 3, 6, and 12-month agreements, and you would be the only one in the area that I work with, so I wouldn't work with any other photographers in Chicago. And I'm actually running a special Christmas bonus right now, and so if you sign up by Christmas, I'll give you 66% off your first month, and I'll also create a mobile-friendly version of your website for you for free, which usually costs around $497. And I don't know if you've gone on your site from a mobile phone, but it actually is kind of difficult to browse around your site. And it's not just your site, it's most people's sites. It's tough to browse around sites on a mobile device when the sites aren't mobile friendly. So I could go ahead and create one for you for free. So if this is something you are interested in, and you want to get started growing your online presence, you could go ahead and email me at Brian, that's BRYAN, at localseomanagers.com. Or you can send me an email or a message on LinkedIn, and I would be happy to provide you with the next steps. And I'll also be sending you over a "Can you endorse me" request on LinkedIn, and I would be happy to have your review if you were happy with the results of my work. So again, Peter, thank you so much for this opportunity. I had a lot of fun doing this review for you, and I hope I provided you with some insights on how you can better improve your website and your online exposure. So thank you so much, and have a good day.